Bandidos, I'm doing an extreme random build challenge. I have to use only pieces from today's vendor reset and clear all the control points in DC, picking up and using new gear along the way. It's the extreme random gear challenge. Will I survive or will I die an embarrassing death? Stick with me to find out. Bandidos, we got a good show for you today. This is the extreme build challenge. And now I'm gonna walk you through the rules, but I just gotta let you know it's gonna be a crazy day because we're gonna be basically farming and playing with the most random builds that you can imagine and trying to survive, of course. But okay, so let's get right into it, y'all. So, okay, so let me just read the challenge for you. Here are the rules. It's called Back to the Basics Challenge, okay? So first, you want to make sure that you got a lot of inventory space on your character. So I might need a little bit more, but I got 138 out of 150. But because you're going to be buying new stuff, you basically need to make sure you have room in your stash. So I'm going to dump something. So you can't use any of this stuff. So just make room, basically. So you can do this solo or in a group. And today I'm going to be doing it solo just to set the stage. And then later we're going to group up and do this with some of the homies in the Tux's Players Club. And maybe some Tux Clan members too on the Xbox. But for now, here's the rules. You're not gonna be able to use anything that's currently in your inventory. Okay, you will run around to every vendor, okay, and gather up gear to cover all the slots on the character. That includes your weapon. For everything, your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, your gloves, your chest, your backpack, your knees, your holster, your mask, all of that stuff will have to be replaced from something that is currently for sale from any of the vendors. That includes Clancy Mendoza, that includes the DZ vendors, okay? So you can use any gear from any of the vendors as long as it's from the current reset. So this challenge basically resets every Tuesday. So you have a week to complete this. Optimization and reconfiguration is going to be okay. And so a challenger will then run around in this session on agreed difficulty, which is preferably heroic, and we'll run through the map doing control points or missions. You got to complete the map. The concentration of this challenge is the following. With each loot drop, the challenger or challengers will have to equip each gear and weapon drops as you go. But you need to at least change one gear and weapon piece at the end of each control point or an area or a mission. Challenge will be completed when all DC control points are cleared. There's 29 total control points. So I'm not gonna do missions today. I'm just gonna do control points. So this challenge won't be done until I complete all, 29 control points on the DC map. So I'm gonna sum it down to this. All the gear on your character has to be purchased from this week's vendor reset, and any vendor is okay, including Clancy Mendoza and the DZ vendors. So all weapons, all gear. Then you have to run around and swap all of these out for whatever's for sale. That's basically means you're not gonna have any exotics on your build, right? It's gonna be a non-exotic build. But you can use whatever specialization and you can use whatever skills that you want. So that's good news. Once you do that, you have to start clearing your content. So for me, it's gonna be all the control points, and we got 29 of them. But every time we clear a control point, we need to at least change one gear piece from the gear that drops. So your build is going to be evolving along the way. So I would imagine planning your routes accordingly, going for what you would imagine to be the best gear for your build up front. But you don't want to farm for something too specific like a negotiator's build, because you have 29, you can have 29 changes to your build throughout this, right? You can have your initial build, but then an additional 29 changes. So if you try to say I'm gonna have a negotiator's build, well, but because you have 29 changes, you're gonna have to swap out the negotiator. So it's not gonna live very long. I would focus on, I guess, Walker and Harris is a nice general run. Backpacks is a nice general run. So these are places that I would start out with. Gloves, I would kind of go more general, and then do like the ones that are really focused in, like negotiators or whatever, like last. You know, so I think that's how I'm gonna plan my days. Your build is gonna evolve. I think that's the point that I want to make there, is that your build is gonna evolve. So whatever you start with is not gonna be what you end with. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. But what I'm going to do before you start shopping, because so this is you're gonna start this off, you're gonna kick this off by shopping, right? You know what I'm saying? So before you do that, you want to make sure you activate the right specialization for you to get going. And I'm gonna roll with Gunner to start. And the reason why I'm gonna roll with Gunner to start is because I could go Technician. I think that'd be my other one, and to power up the turret and drone. But I want Gunner for that armor on kill and then ammo. So that's all, that 10% armor on kill is gonna be helpful. For the skills, I'm gonna put on basically a turret, and then I'm gonna put on probably an attack drone, and then I'll just rely on that 10% armor on kill, as well as my armor kits when I take damage. So we'll switch this to damage. So this is basically making it kind of generic, right? And then I'll take out the right foam grenades and put on some concussion grenades. And then all the other stuff is just gonna change along the way. So anyways, let's start shopping. I know banditos love builds, so I'm quickly jumping in to tell you that you can use the timestamps in the description area below to quick jump to build summaries and the final builds that came from completing this challenge. And it's really cool to see how they magically evolve. So I encourage you to follow along with me as I take on this challenging endeavor. Now, back to Tux, or me, in 3, 2, 1, now. You guys down? You get it? If you have any questions, let me know. Or something seems clear, even if you got some good ideas, let us know. And then we will, we can modify this challenge as it evolves. But, and we're not worried about mods. You can use your own mods. But a nice Providence piece with skilled. But remember, we have the ability to reroll. So that's a decent one. R&K with skill damage, shotgun all. The GT36 might be a good place to start. It's kind of a middle of the road. Assault rifle, and I don't know what else is on the docket out there. I don't have it all memorized, but so I'm gonna buy this item. And then I'm also gonna buy this Providence because it's got some nice pieces there. I think that armor regen will be cool, but I'm probably gonna re-roll off that skill. So I'm just banking it right now, right? Okay, I'm just banking it. There's a pistol there in case we need it. Like no other vendor is selling a pistol, but now I'm gonna go over to the clan vendor and see what they got. That's a really nice one. Ooh, I'm gonna go with the Police M4. Remember, none of this stuff is gonna last. So every time you clear a control point, you gotta swap out at least one item. And since there's 29 control points, you can have 29 swaps. So that's actually a really good pistol too. Yeah, this is a good one here. So I'm actually gonna buy that Police M4. I think that's a really good one. Golan with Intimidate, that's not bad. I mean, I don't really need the status effects. A Cheska with Concussion, also not bad. But that Police M4 is a must buy. I mean, it's got headshot damage, which isn't my favorite thing. I'd rather have, damage targets out of cover. But, with InSync, since we're running skills, that's going to be clutch. So really good piece here. So again, like I said, you kind of want to avoid these gear things, these gear pieces, because they're going to kind of be wasteful. And try to go for generic things. But I'm going to buy this pistol just to have a pistol, because I don't know if I'm going to come across another one. All right. So we got what we need from that vendor. I'm actually not going to use DZ gear just because I don't want to spend my precious DZ credits on a random build that's going to be swapped out. Shotgun. So remember, we got to have 2 weapons too, right? You got a backup weapon, but these gloves aren't bad. Overlord, meh. It's almost like they're not selling enough things there. I feel like there should be more. I'm going to buy these Walker gloves because I don't know if I'm going to come across anything better, so I'm going to buy those. But nothing else here is looking that good. So, and let's go shopping. Got to spend those credits somewhere, somehow. Crit chance mask, that might not be bad. I'm going to probably have to buy that one. There's not that many vendors, right? So you're like, we call it back to the basics. It was like kind of a back to the basics is the original name for this challenge. Remember when you started out in the game, you kind of had random gear and you had to pick up things along the way. It's this similar in concept, right? Look, here's a nice level 3. Here's a brand new Bandito right there. What's up, brand new Bandito? Texas Trish. All right. What's up? We like our gamer girls. We need more gamer girls in the division. Not fun. Oh, a Fenris is a good one. There we go. So we're gonna buy that Fenris. Let me start equipping some of this stuff so we know what we got. Okay, so I'm gonna actually run this. I think I'm actually gonna run this with the 8x scope. And so because it's got 10% headshot damage there, you see that with in sync. So that's actually a really powerful setup. You should get this. I mean, I mean, if you don't have a Police M4, you should buy this. But I don't like it that it has that headshot damage. I'd actually rather have, what do you call it? Damage targets out of cover, but this, it's cool. So I'm gonna crit it out because, you know, we're gonna need crits on this build. And then I'm gonna put on 20 rounds plus reload speed. And then look, we'll just put on that corporate skin, make that thing look badass. That's actually that's a slick. I wish I had this at home hanging on my wall. To be honest with you, that is a badass looking gun. Providence chest piece, which isn't bad, but again, more. So we got a lot of headshot damage. So let's see where we are on crits. So 3465, which is actually pretty low, but really nice headshot damage, 157%. But remember, in sync is gonna fill in the gaps, so I'm not worried yet. But we need a backpack, and then we need some knee pads. So let's see if we can find something here. No, I'm gonna buy these Empress just in case because at least they got crit chance on them. Status, I mean, ooh, this is a horrible backpack though. Health, status effects, armor regen. Ugh. I'm gonna buy it because I don't remember if anybody else was even selling a backpack. So let's head back to Washington, D.C. A Cheska backpack with concussion. Okay, this is the best one, I think. Concussion's not bad because we're gonna be going for headshot damage, right? Headshots. So we got double Cheska though. That's the only unfortunate thing. So let's see where our crits are at. 39%. And then let's add our mods and then see where we end up. So cool. So we don't have much crit damage yet, but we'll get there. So I think I'll roll on to crit damage. So let's get that mask. Well, that mask isn't bad because it's got skill damage, right? And we're running skills. So let me see if I can put it somewhere else. So Walker, we got crit damage there. I might take out that handling, but assault rifle. So let's take this that out and put crit damage there. And then the knee pads, just put crit damage there. Actually makes these maybe keepable. Get double crits on it. It's not bad. And then the backpack, yeah, we can put crit damage there. Let's keep the skill haste, take out the explosive damage, and then run more crit damage there. So yeah, this is gonna build up our build a little bit. And then here we're gonna take out skill. What should we put on? Obliterate, you think? Or glass cannon? I wouldn't mind glass cannon. Let's go glass cannon. You know the way Tux does it. He glass cannons his ass off. You guys are like, man, I'm sick of glass cannon. Come on, Tux. Always glass cannon. You're killing us. And then here, let's go ahead. I mean, weapon handling isn't bad because we're going with a lot of our headshots, but I like this piece. So I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the weapon handling and put on crit chance here, because that will allow these gloves to stick around a lot longer, depending, because we're gonna be changing everything as we go. So so I think we modded everything out except for the rifle, right, the weapon. And we're gonna leave the Cheska as it is for now, but I might change that later. So let's look at the assault rifle. We should be here. Okay, so we need to up that assault rifle damage. Is probably way too low, but this is a good assault rifle. I'm hoping I can hold on to it for a while. Cool, guys, so that's our build. So let me give you the run through. So I'm running gunner, and then we're relying, so I think the build is basically spec'd around this assault rifle. So this is a good week to do this challenge. Really good assault rifle. So we got 8 high RPMs, and then we're running in sync, which is going to give us that 30% weapon damage when we're proccing it with their skills. And then I got the 8x scope up there to get more headshot damage out of this thing, more damage out of this thing. That's 30% more. And then we got headshot damage as the attribute. So that's 40% headshot damage right off of the AR. And then I critted it out. It's got crits everywhere else. Now, I'm running the attack drone, and then I'm running the assault turret. So they're both low tiers. And so I'm not worried about these secondary items. I'm not even gonna mod them out, so they're fine. So we got double crits and 1 piece of Empress. This will probably change out pretty quickly. But there it is. And then we are running an assault rifle. And so luckily we got an assault rifle piece with Fenris. More crits and headshot damage, which is nice because we're running that scope. Providence, which is nice because again, we're running that scope. It's got crits, armor regen, a little bit of that is not gonna hurt us. And then we got glass cannon with crit chance. Now I just added more crit chance, so I think I can swap one of these out now. So I'm actually gonna swap that one. Let's change that to crit damage. There we go. Cool, so glass cannon on that Providence with crit damage basically everywhere. And then the mask is our first piece of Cheska. We are running 2 pieces. One of these will change soon. And then we have weapon damage, crit chance, skill damage, which is nice for those skills, so that's helping out a little bit. And then more crit chance. And then the backpack is our second piece of Cheska. It's got concussion. It's a great synergy. So we actually have synergy on this random ass build that we just made, right? And I think the synergies are only gonna get better. Remember, we're required to change at least 1 piece per control point, and there's 29 control points, so we got 29 changes. This build is gonna evolve maybe into something magical. And I think part of this exercise is to discover like new builds that you wouldn't have normally tried. But through this process, because you were forced to change, you're gonna probably try things you hadn't tried before, and you might discover that you really like it. Concussion is actually really, 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 really good. It's really good. Like, use it for your bighorns, or even for your Police M4, the CTAR, like anything that can hone in on the head. And you know, it's not the longest buff, you know, 1.5 seconds, but when you get that headshot kill, you know, it's gonna stick around a lot longer. So, but it's basically like running around with vigilance that never goes down, you know, so it competes with that. Anyways, there's arguments to whether you love it or not. But, and then again, Gunner's giving us that 10% armor and kill, so we got a little bit going on there. Let's look at our stats. So we got 57%, 113 crit hit damage, so we're getting up there. Remember, we got in sync, so that's gonna fill in a lot of our damage gaps. And then headshot damage at almost 140%, so that's pretty good. Defense, we don't got much going on, but we do got a little bit of armor and kill at 10% and a tiny bit of armor regen. So no armor, and I am running glass cannon. So, but I think that's the way to go. Hey Banditos, when I was all said and done with the assault rifle build, this is how it turned out. So I'm gonna walk you through all the pieces, but it's amazing. Then after this, I ended up going towards the shotgun build, which I'm gonna show you next. We purchased this assault rifle, this Police M4, and built around it, and then continued to evolve the build through gameplay. So all the pieces here came from drops, but I was able to preserve the Police M4, which I purchased initially when I got started. So really had a good time with this. So I'm using the 8x scope for additional 30% headshot damage, and then I critted it out, and then we got more rounds in the mag. So it's got in sync. So in sync ended up providing so much burst damage that I ended up keeping it and taking it along for the ride. Now we got headshot damage there. I wish it was damage to targets out of cover, but you know, this is based on what we can get. And again, in sync, 30% more weapon damage on those 850 RPMs is really nice. Plus we're getting more skill damage out of it. I was actually running the turret. Let me put that back on here. But yeah, so I was running the turret, and then I was running the attack drone, and both of these were basically there to do aggro. They were actually killing, and that's because I was running this Providence chest piece that had glass cannon. So both the weapon and the chest boosting the damage for my weapon and my skills. So they were actually putting out serious amounts of damage because of that. I chose to go with glass cannon because I wanted that damage, because I knew we were going to be lacking in places. So that was actually really helpful. So I did feel a little bit squishy at first, but once the build started to round out, our time to kill became so incredible, it didn't even matter. Anyways, one piece of Providence is giving us headshot damage, and then we put crit chance mod, and we got the glass cannon on it. The mask is Walker, and now this is giving us 5% weapon damage, which is a little bit helpful, but it was originally we were running 2 pieces of Walker for that 5% damage to armor as well, and we'd have swapping out the pieces for something actually better. So this was sort of a remainder, but it's not bad. I got a weapon damage that's not maxed out all the way. We got crit chance and then double crit damage, so super helpful. The backpack, we ended up getting this along the way, along the journey. This ended up dropping for us, so this ended up giving us another 10% crit hit chance, because it's our second piece of Providence. And we got weapon damage and crit chance. It's not maxed out. It's got hazard protection, which is like, oh well. And then more crit chance. And then I have vigilance on the backpack, and that was awesome. It was a really nice piece to get, because that's a lot of damage bonus to our weapon. Another 25% total weapon damage. Now, taking damage does disable this buff for 4 seconds, but I don't care. It provides so much burst damage. Most enemies aren't alive anyways after that. So it's really, really helpful. Our third piece came from a drop also, and this is our Providence, giving us more by 15% crit hit damage. And then we got crit chance, crit damage, and some mediocre weapon damage there. We originally had Walker here, but then we got these contractor's gloves that actually dropped on a control point. And so I max rolled that crit damage. It's got damage to armor, so that was better than running 2 pieces Walker. This replaced that second piece of Walker, because instead of 5% damage to armor, we're getting 8% damage to armor, so that's nice. And we got some decent weapon damage, and we're not worried about that LMG damage slot there. It is wasted, but that damage to armor is so much more helpful than whatever else we could have in that slot. So very, Very good piece. So this is our Fenris for 10% assault rifle damage, weapon damage, crit hit damage, and headshot damage. So after this build, I ended up swapping into the shotgun because we got this shotgun to drop, this custom M870. So I ended up swapping to this. It was actually a different M870 at first, and then we got this M870 and I swapped to it. I ended up going to that direction after this build, and the reason why is because I felt like this build basically peaked out. So I could have improved it, I could have optimized things, but it was killing enemies so fast, and you can see that in the gameplay that I was just done with it. It evolved, it got to where it needed. Now, eventually, I actually got these. I should show them to you. I actually got these when I was with the shotgun, running the shotgun build. So afterwards, I ended up getting these triple God rolled Grupo Sombra holsters. So this would actually have lifted it because 15% more crit hit damage would have made more of a difference than that 10% assault rifle damage on this build. Plus, it's God rolled everywhere, and we would have got more crit hit chance, which means if I would have stuck with this build longer and still got that piece, I would have been able to move some of these crit hit chance pieces and flop them over to crit hit damage. That would have boosted our crit hit damage by at least 24%, if not more. Actually, 27%. That would have put us over 150% crit hit damage. Now, it doesn't look like we got a lot of damage if you look at the stats. The reality is we actually do. So it's quite deceiving if you look at the crit hit damage, if you base everything there. Now, we got 56% crit hit chance, 130% crit hit damage, and then the 140% headshot damage. So our headshot damage is actually pretty high, and that's because we're going for a lot of headshots with that scope. The assault rifle came with headshot damage as its attribute, so I decided to play off of that for a little bit. And I actually like doing that with this assault rifle because it's got really good handling on it. But its in sync is driving an additional 30% instant damage, so that's providing a lot of boost damage. And that's on top of glass cannon, which is 25% amplified damage. And then we got vigilance, which is more, 25% more. It's a burst damage, but that's providing because it's there and it's instant off of that first bullet. So in sync and vigilance and glass cannon all add burst damage to build. So if you're missing burst damage on the build, you want to look at those, especially if it's an assault rifle, because all of these do really well at range. In sync can also work on shotguns and SMGs, so you can look at that as well. But these are good things to have on your build. So the crit hit damage might look a little bit low, but the reality is this thing absolutely was shredding everything that was standing in front of us, and I was really impressed with it. And this all came from random drops. I did stick with gunner all the way through the assault rifle because that 10% armor on kill was absolutely perfect. When you have a fast time to kill and you're killing a lot, 10% armor on kill is enough. This was the way to go. Really happy with this build. You're gonna love it. Try it now. Check out the shotgun build that's coming next. See you in a few. Oh look, we gotta look at this. This is gonna be a busy control point already. I think I saw a resource convoy headed over here too. The elites here are kind of annoying because they got the heavy guy right there and then that grenader. The grenader guy always fucks with me, so I'm gonna put up a little distance between me and him. Then I'm gonna take aggro with that turret, so I wanna put that a little bit farther. They always try to flank you on the left of that truck, so. But that grenader guy is gonna be my primary target because his grenades, that splash damage is annoying. Another grenade coming in from somewhere. Got fire a bit. So he's got, so we're good. We got some good damage. Notice our turret already went down though. That's kind of annoying, but typical. Woo! We are squishy. See, we need this turret to get us that take that aggro for us from her. She's being really annoying too, hiding in cover. Nice, I see. Thanks, Skeletor. The first 25 subscribed to a new affiliate streamer get the first badge. Nice, love that. What does that do for you? Oh yeah, there's a resource convoy coming, so this is actually gonna be a fucking battle. I mean, we got the killing power, we just need to make sure we hunker down and cover. What we don't want to, what we gotta be careful with, what we gotta be careful with is that we don't use too much of our armor kits, right? It's gonna be a long Long day if we use too many of those. So I probably just need to be a little bit patient. You know me, like I'm used to having my builds and like running around. Gosh, she always gets her fucking grenade off. She always gets it off. I'm sitting there shooting her and she gets it off anyways. I really hate that grenader lady, actually. All right, we got some gear. We need that.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
So, yeah, all weapons and gear AP have to be purchased or from drops as you play. And then, but once you, so everything's got to be fresh from, to get going, you got to buy everything, right? Ooh, that's a nice holster. And then from there, so including your weapons, including your pistol. So, from there, then it all can be from drops. You have to purchase it all at first, and then it all comes from vendors, and then from there it can all be from drops. So, but you can try to hold on. So I'm gonna try to hold on to this assault rifle as long as possible, but I do have to make 29 changes. I have to make one change per control point. Initially, we talked about, and I'm not sure if this, I don't think this is a ruling, I don't think they agreed on it, but initially we talked about each item had to change at least once throughout the thing, but I think they removed that because I think when you're doing this over multiple days, you could lose track of what's changed and what hasn't. I'm guessing that's why I didn't make it. So I like that 10% armor on kill. That's really helping me out a ton, having gunner. Also the ammo regeneration, because I'm not moving a lot, which means I'm not picking up a lot of ammo. But I need to just, I'm fighting, I don't even know if I'm fighting a control point right now, or if I'm fighting that, oh, why aren't you shooting at him? Drone? What's my drone not shooting at? Oh, 2 fire grenade ladies, great. Thank God for this assault rifle, I'll tell you what. It's a beautiful thing.
Serious trauma.
Yeah, the assault rifle is doing all the work. Cause see, I was almost dead there. I lost all my armor again, and the assault rifle's giving me that 10% armor kill. Well, gunner's giving it to me, but the assault rifle's putting into work. So I think I got to be careful on how far I put out that drone, because it gets killed a lot. Like I just called it back and it got killed. It's really annoying. Look at that turret way up there, just annoying the crap out of me. Raging Silver. Oh yeah, Raging Silver. Sorry, it's the Police M4. Here, I'll give you a quick snap at it. This is Police M4. It's for sale. One of the vendors was selling it, and it's got InSync already on it, and so it's a beautiful assault rifle. It has got headshot damage. I'd prefer it with damage to targets out of cover, but it's working. So there's that gunner way in the corner there. We need to get rid of him. The game sound's not coming in too loud, is it? Let me turn that up. Oh, I'm trying to turn up my sound real quick. Mr. Gods, what's going on, man? Glad you made it. Are you guys gonna be my loyal Twitchers? We need to set up the Twitch crew. I noticed like on YouTube, you know, because I do a lot of live streaming on YouTube, and we got a lot of regulars, like a lot of regulars. Like I stream basically every day, and I mean, then that's what I aim to do as well. It's like I like keeping it fresh. I want to keep things hot for you guys until we get that new content. You guys catching the rumor mill on the new content that the devs are starting some testing. Apparently that's the word. So gotta finish up this guy. More gear. More gear, that's what we need. I'm not gonna change out until we get through this stuff. Look at my turret's behavior over there. It's like not shooting. Finally calling some homies though.
Reinforcements incoming.
There we go. All right, now we're making progress. Come on, turret. Okay. I'm glad we went glass cannon because I'm seeing that being a big benefit. You know what I mean? Like making sure we have both skill power and turret power. I mean gun power. It's like it'd be frustrating if we didn't have the gun power. Just let me get rid of this boss. But yeah, so we're critting at over 500 on the head there. 600. 6 something in the head. That's not bad. Boss down, boss down. Mank the Yank, appreciate you with the gifted subs. I feel so small and young over here on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, I mean, my channel's like, my YouTube channel is actually pretty young, so we grew really fast in such a short amount of time, but, you know, I feel so mature over there, right? You know, mature as far as like growth and users. Like we got a really established community over there, and you know, so with us like expanding over to Twitch, it just gives me that exciting, like we're young and we're growing feeling again. You know what I mean? Like, come along for the ride. No, but so people like you guys, you know, Skeletor, Mank the Yank, you know, Godly. You know, those guys that I'm seeing, the Shogun Show, hopefully you too, and like other people that I'm seeing show up to the on the Twitch side, Shy as well. It's multiple Shy drops I'm seeing here too, showing up. And so like, you know, I really appreciate you guys because I think to get these Twitch channels off the ground just really relies on a stable base of regulars, you know what I mean? And you guys are proving that for me, and that really helps the channel. So thank you for getting in on the ground up experience here. So I'm appreciative. All right, let's kick this off. So we made some good changes, right? Oh, did I need to roll some things? I might need to do, I'll do that after this control point. I forget. Yeah, I mean, so I got some rolls open, right? Like on this, I could re-roll that weapon damage more. We're okay. But what else did we change? This, so I could re-roll that higher. So we got some open rolls that I can boost the build with. So, but look at that, how much this thing shreds. So we just got a big boost. I think we just got a big boost. Let me launch this and we'll look at our stats. Because I had to make a change for the worse because we didn't get good drops back in that one control point, 2 control points ago. So, you know, we were down in some damage. Where's she coming? Trying to come up. Okay, she's dead. So let's take a look at her stats. So 56, 113, 137. So crit chance, crit damage, headshot damage. So not bad. Not bad. So it doesn't sound that high, but remember I'm running in sync, and in sync is and glass cannon and concussion. So all of those things are giving us a lot of shredding power. So, and we got some decent range with this Police M4 too. So as soon as my backup arrives, I'll pull in a little closer, but Like I said, I think the only thing that would be nice is just to have another 10% armor on kill. The only thing about that is it's expensive. I'd have to run 2 Bellstones to get that. That's sort of expensive. You know what I mean? Like, you only got so many gear slots. That's bullshit. I mean, I dove out of it. They make the explosive damage on this in this game, like the splash damage from explosions, is absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's things that I see like an hour away. I like, oh, look at that grenade from like way far away. It's like 2 days away from me. 2 days, right? And I roll out, and you know, I drink a latte, and you know, I dip my donut, and like, and then I still take the splash damage. Just like, F you. You know what I mean? Like, that's just ridiculous. I was nowhere near that grenade or explosive. Like, my point is, I saw that drone coming in, and I rolled out of it, and I should have been far enough to not take any damage. But they make it so ridiculous in this game, the explosive damage. That reminds me, actually, one of the best builds for Legendary is actually pretty straightforward. Like, if you just go, like, all DPS, but add explosive resistance, whatever you call it, explosive resistance, then that's actually a huge improvement. Like, because if you think about, like, Legendary enemies, they actually don't, they're just, if you take away their explosive threat, they just become regular NPCs. There's nothing actually special about them. The only one that's got a hazard effect is, there's 2. The Rushers got the hazard grenades, but that's not really a big threat because they're not that frequent. And the Chungas got their stingers, right? But everything else that's really dangerous are like the drone operators, the grenaders, the artillery tanks, the artillery warhounds. And so when you run explosive resistance, you basically neutralize the enemies, and you don't lose any power by doing that too, right? You got you can run Demolitionist, which allows you to take a grenade to the face and not take any damage every now and again. And then you can also run Sawyer's knee pads. You won't stagger. They also come with explosive resistance, but that gives you 30% weapon damage, so you're not losing anything there. And you're getting an armor core. And then you can put explosive resistance there, and you'll still have enough. It doesn't take away any talent, so you keep all your talents offense. And then you don't lose much in crit space either, right? You still max out your crits, basically. I mean, you're gonna lose a little bit of crits, but not enough to be detrimental to your build. Yeah, I actually ran that. I actually have that build series video on YouTube. It's called Legends. It's called Legend, and there's 3 of them. There's 3 legendary builds I created. One's a skill version, and then I think a couple of DPS versions. But I actually used it in raids too, and it's a good raid build. There's a classic M1A right there. It's a good raid build too, because you know, some of those end bosses have explosives like Razorback and what's the other one? Boss 4 and Iron Horse, whatever his name is. Mortzova or whatever it is. I always say it wrong. But yeah, they all have explosives, artillery and stuff like that. So yeah, you basically neutralize that shit. Let's just do a show of power. Show of power. Taking out this grenade. This shield dude. So yeah, so that's a really smart way to play. The other thing you can do, though, it's also simple change, like, but you'd have to be a skill build, is to do the Demolisher. That neutralize. So when you use the Demolisher, you can. It even gets the drone ladies when they're in cover, so they don't even have to be out of cover for it to work. And you basically, by taking out their backpacks and their explosive proxies. God, look at that guy and his perfect fucking grenades. Fuck you. Speaking of explosives. By taking out their weak points, you turn them just into regular grunts, and they're useless. They now become useless. Like the drone lady, without her drones, she's absolutely useless. She doesn't do anything to you. See, that grenade followed me. Do you see that? That grenade followed me. That's fucked up. That's another thing. They just need to fix that. That's just dumb. I don't like that mechanic in the game, and it's not about being challenging or difficult. It's just like, that doesn't make any sense that the grenade can defy the laws of physics. And like, you know, that do a course correction mid-air based on my direction. I mean, what? What? It's like alien technology, man, for sure. What I like about this build is it's actually really independent of the skills. I mean, we're only using the skills to proc in sync, but I mean, it's got good skill damage. We got actually a lot of skill damage here, right? So it got a healthy amount. But notice how fast we're shredding. I mean, I think this is a good example build of, like, you know, the hybrids are a good deal. They're a good deal. You don't need to. I mean, we got that. I mean, look how fast we're killing. I realize, like, you know, you can kill faster, but it'd be an imperceivable amount, basically, because I think we're killing pretty fast. You know what I mean? So, this was a conversation that I had the other day. The other day where I was saying, like, it's not the builds, you know, some people will be like, oh, that build's great solo, but you play legendary, you know, it's weak. It's not the build that's weak. The enemies get stronger, right? And they have to. The enemies have to be stronger. It has nothing to do with the build. Oh, rogues. The reason why enemies get stronger is because there's 4 of you. Your team got stronger. So the enemies have to get stronger. Your damage output as a team became way stronger. And so, like, it would be ridiculous if they didn't scale up the enemies, because they would die so fast. You got 4 people shooting at them. So if you feel like the build got weaker, then that means you're not playing correctly. That means what's happening is you're not focus firing, and you need to focus fire as a team. That's the way the game is set up, because you're designed to be an underdog. And if you're an underdog, then you need your support from your team to help balance it out against your enemy threat. Anyways. So if you feel like the build is weak, it's because you're not playing correctly. It's just like, if there's 3 enemies in front of you, I mean, if there's an enemy standing in front of you, you shouldn't, and you got a team of 4, all 4 people should be shooting at that enemy. You shouldn't be dividing and conquering in this game. That's not how this game works, actually. I mean, you can do whatever you want, of course, but what I'm saying is that this game is designed for you to be an underdog. You have to focus fire as a team to kill them. That's why the enemies are so fucking tanky, right? Let's pull out our little shotgun here. Let's hit him with some 1.7 million. Bing! Let's get to the point. And pull out that M870. So, anyways, my point is that, yeah, this is a really good build. And what I'm saying is that, you know, like, adding on that skill damage is not taking anything away. You know, I mean, I would rather not have that skill haste right there, but otherwise, everything else, that skill damage is adding so much dimension to this build. You know, I feel like it's a play to diversity in build, you know? Ooh, look at that. Yeah, we need that. Ooh, we need that. Okay, so remember, we got to change at least one piece. Oh, we're going to have to make some contractor's gloves. There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's better than what we're running. Look at that. So we're going to get armor regen, damage to armor, weapon damage. I'll probably roll out that armor regen because I'm not really playing into that. But winner, winner, chicken dinner. There's our piece for this control point. And I can run a second piece of walker somewhere else. You know, maybe take out the finish or whatever, or get rid of walker altogether if I want to. Providence backpack with vigilance. Very nice. Crit chance already on it. Sold. Cheska going over to Providence will give us crit damage, and then we could, yeah, I might just swap over to that. Vigilance would be a nice upgrade, actually. This isn't bad because we're going for headshots anyways, but where are we on our crit? So 56, we're at 56 to 101, so let's do that. And then we're at 44, 104, so then I gotta mod this up. At 50, 104, not bad. Got survivability. So where do we go next? I think that mission. All right. So we're still in the gloves department. Let's clear these guys out. Apparently we're gonna. Did we put on the vigilance backpack? Yeah, we did. So good. So that means that's gonna help us out with a little bit more burst because you're gonna get the full 25% right away, and it's obviously gonna go down as you take damage, but it tends to win out overall with damage consistency. That was fast. So, ooh, prepare, handle you. Okay, trash that. That's no bueno. Ooh, she wanted to blow me up, didn't she? Yeah, we got nice burst damage. Look at that. Boom. Okay, so let's see what we got here. They're running at us with that loot. Nothing good, though. Lawnmower. Look at that. Those lawnmowers got more aggressive. Do you feel like they changed the lawnmowers recently? I feel like they're doing a better job at adjusting course. Where before they would kind of like come at your path and then they would get stuck. But now I'm finding like literally since only this week that I move and they move with me. And they're adjusting course better than they ever did before. Ooh, look at that, guys. We got a better one that we can get away from skills with that one. It's got damage to target out of cover and Optimus. That's actually not bad. I'm gonna definitely pick that deal up because we'll be able to go all DPS if we want to now. But I'm liking how the the damage feels in this right now, that burst damage, so I'm not too excited to switch out. But damage to targets out of cover. So if I wanted to, I could just like choose to stay not max roll and then swap out the Optimus. I could do that too, and put in sync and just be happy with having damage to targets out of cover now. I don't know if I'd win. I'd have to test it in the testing range to see if that would work, but yeah, but our kill, we're killing. Let's see how fast we kill this boss here. Let's get him out of cover first. It's a lawnmower lady, so it's annoying. So if you have shots on the boss, go for the boss, not the skill, not the proxy. The proxy is a decoy. Your real target is the controller. Keep that in mind. We were having that talk yesterday's stream. Like one guy brought up, like, I'm baffled by how you just walk by healing stations and shoot at the enemies and not the healing stations. They'd be easier to kill if you shot the healing stations. Yeah, I get that logic, but the real target, you gotta remember, those are just decoys. They're there to distract you from killing the true target. If you kill the healing station, the tech can still shoot at you. He's the real threat. So if you, and also you need, to stagger that guy or get him on the defense, run him away. Otherwise, while you're shooting the healing station, he's gonna be shooting you. So, the real thing is, like, if you're concerned about clearing content fast and strong, then you really want to go for the actual target. The question is, do you have the damage to do that? And if you don't, then it's your build that you need to look at. But you need to have the damage to output to take out the controllers of whatever proxy skill it is. Whether it's a healer or it's a tank operator, whatever, really. See, I rolled out of that one too. Anyways, let's see what this gear is. Let my skills do some work for me. Ooh, nice little shotgun. Also, probably not gonna take it, but I love my M870. Yeah, we're doing good. I saw some crits like going up to about 700,000, so that's where we are right now. So yeah, a good day's work. You come together, put out a good build, I think. This is probably a good discovery mode too. Like if you don't know what builds you're into, or you want to try to find something new, this is a good way to discover things. You know what I mean? Just kind of like go with based on what's dropping. It kind of forces you to randomize, and because of that, you're trying out different weapons and different builds. And you all remember those days when you started in the game, right? It was just like that. It's my drone. Come on, slow ass drone. Good work. Oh, whatever. I had that last shot on him. That's bullshit.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Maybe I pushed it a little bit too hard, but I felt like I had that. Almost done. We got a couple more guys. Where is this fucking guy? Come on, dude. Click invisible. There we go. All right, go. Hey, so I wanted to show you guys this. I promised this to you earlier. So this is the Clancy Mendoza weekly reset. This one's not bad either. If you don't have a good Hunter's Killer chest piece with double crits on it, then go with this one. So you can roll, take out the repair skills, roll crit damage there, and you got crit chance. It's not god rolled. So I'm gonna buy this item for today because I might actually switch over to that shotgun build. If I decide to want to go the shotgun route, which I might do here, then I got Cheska for the backpack with Adrenaline Rush, and then I'll have that Hunter Killer chest piece, and you need at least one armor core because you want Adrenaline Rush to proc. So I'm gonna buy this item, and I actually want to create that build. I think it'll be kind of fun if we can get enough crits on that shotgun. It's gonna be a powerful beast. So I can't run 29 control points, 29 gear swaps at a minimum. What I'm going to do is, let's see here. Let me try these pieces on real quick and see if we have enough crits already. Knowing that I gotta add crits, but let's see where we sit at. So, hey Banditos, this is the second final build that evolved from this challenge. It's actually amazing how I got here, considering that I started with the Police M4 with NSYNC and ended up with an amazing shotgun build. And I actually recommend that you run this one. You can actually run this one. Now let's take a quick look at it. Again, I do encourage you to watch the entire challenge video because it's really magical to see how this evolved into this build. It really feels like magic because from where we started to where we ended is a truly incredible thing and a lot of fun. Anyways, this is the custom M87 and I critted it out everywhere. Basically, it got a little bit of reload speed. And then I ended up rolling damage to targets out of cover, and then it had a killer on it when it dropped. So that's giving us 40% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. So I want to show off the stats first because they're really, really high and impressive. So we got 57% crit hit chances, right where we need to be. But it shows on paper we have 154, but it's actually 194%. And that's because we're running killer on the shotgun, which is when we kill with the crit, we get an additional 40%. So that's a ton. 200% basically crit hit damage on a shotgun build is an absolute beast. Everybody's gonna die, and you can see from the gameplay footage. So I encourage you to continue watching that we basically shred everybody that stands in front of us. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. The shotgun build is a lot of fun. Now to be successful with it, just like I say during the gameplay, you need to know how to flank. So it's all about your route of approach. Will help you be successful with an out of cover, run and gun, no shield, heavy duty shotgun build like this. Otherwise, we have a 1.2 million armor, so we are on the tankier side of things, which is pretty good because we're running and gunning like a madman. And then I got 242,000, which is 20% armor on kill, and we got a little bit of armor regen as well. Looking at the mask, we have Walker and Harris, which is basically critted out. The holster is god rolled, and it came like this. I just re-rolled that crit chance. So it's an absolutely beautiful piece. Super happy with this. Again, this came from a drop in a control point. This is a Cheska backpack. It's got weapon damage, repair skills. We're not using that repair skills, but it's there. Double crit damage and adrenaline rush. So we're using that bonus armor to power up our chest piece. So this chest piece I was able to purchase from Clancy Mendoza, who's selling this week. So if you want this chest piece, you need to go buy it from her, but you had to have killed all of your WONI or Warlords of New York hunters. And so it's got mediocre armor there, but we got crit damage, crit chance, and more crit damage in the mod. But it's coming with perfect intimidate, which is giving us that 40% amplified damage. That's best damage type in the game. So really proud of that. This is in addition to all of that crit damage that I just showed you. So absolute beast. Now, Golan does give us some status effects, 10% status effects. That's not really helping us, but we don't care. It's all good. The gloves are our first piece in the first piece of Bellstone. So this is a really nice piece. It came in a drop, and that's giving us 1% armor regen, which is a little bit helpful. We got full armor, full crit chance and more crit damage. We got another piece of Bell, which is giving us 10% armor on kill. It's got armor regen, which is a little bit helpful, but not super. And then we got crit chance. So now I am running Gunner, which is giving me this additional 10% armor on kill, which is giving us a total of 20% armor on kill. And then I'm running the attack drone, using it as a decoy, and it's actually really helpful. And then I have the Banshee Pulse. They're not a big piece of focus, but I actually started using the double shotgun strategy instead of reloading. So basically, because I'm not running Pummel, and I did run Pummel earlier in the gameplay, so you should check that out. I did have a M870 with Pummel, but I decided to switch to this one because I had my crit chance so high, like might as well, right? And the 40% damage from Pummel is also helpful, but it requires 3 kills to get that. And this only requires 1 kill and a crit kill, which happens all the time. But since I don't have the auto reload, running the second shotgun was a good strategy. So when I ran out of ammo, I'd hit the reload button and then quickly swap to this shotgun. Now, it didn't fully refill the mag, but when I go back to the M870, there's at least 1 round in there. And then I would just get in cover and fill it back up. But this allowed me to pull out another 7 rounds from the shotgun, from a decent shotgun. This came from a drop, and look at it. Isn't she beautiful? So we got to crit it out, and I gave her the color pink. But a really strong shotgun with Optimus, which is giving us a lot of damage. Now, I did try running that as a main weapon, and it felt pretty cool. But with this setup, the M870 was definitely the winner with Killer. So I encourage you to go that way with your build or give it a try. But use the double shotgun to help you in your reload scenarios so you don't get stuck without ammo. So basically, pump 5 out, kill a bunch of fools, and then switch over to your black market SASG 12 for an additional 7 rounds. Hit reload. As you swap back to your M870, there will be a round in there at least, and then you can pump it back up with the additional 4, and you're ready to go again. So really good way to play shotgun. Speedrunners do that too, as you saw in our last live stream where we reviewed the Speedrunner District Union Arena, where they completed it in less than 8 minutes. And if you notice, most of them were running dual M870s, so they were M870 akimbo, if you know what I mean. Now, I do want to make an extra note that you can actually run an 8x scope on this. I don't know if you did that. Now, if you saw my Surgical Super 90 build that runs the 8x scope, that was impressive. But I gotta say, I didn't like the 8x scope on this shotgun, and that's because it doesn't have the range like the Super 90. The Super 90 has such a tight spread pattern, you can actually get more range out of it. So with this one, go with the crit scope. If you like, if you want to scope in from time to time, you can actually do that with the crit scope. So anyways, this build is beautiful. I hope you love it, Bandidos. Have fun. Anyway, so I took down my skills so that I can sneak up on these guys, right? Ooh, she couldn't see her. Nice, though. You got the jump. So moving, kind of be like a ghost. You guys ever see The Patriot? You know, Mel Gibson? You know how he's like, they call him the ghost or whatever? You want to be like that. I swear that fucking flare gets me killed more than anything. The slow animations in this game. Yeah, so the turret really can't help with the distraction. The drone. That's basically what I'm using that for. One tap in reds, that's for sure. I heard a turret go up. That's no bueno. And also, you know, don't get too far ahead of your shot. You know, shooting too early, because, you know, you want to get like 7, 8 meters is probably the perfect distance. Too close, you miss too much. Too far, you also lose damage. You got damage drop off, and you miss too much. So, patience. I mean, and the reason why that's important is so you're not always reloading, because reloading sucks with this shotgun. I hear a voice behind me. Where's that coming from? So I'm working the flanks. That's really important for shotgun builds, you know, kind of go for the edges, because you don't want people shooting you in the back. Think we got anything good there? Let's take a look. Ooh, a bet. No, not better. It's close though, right? I mean, if we wanted more armor, maybe. If we want to go like super tanky, maybe. We could try that. That could be kind of fun. I mean, we're doing all right. You know, if you go too much armor, then, you know, you're taking away from your damage output, right? But it would help that intimidate, basically, if we go more armor. That's all it would be doing. But it's not so much the armor that's keeping me alive as it is having the good moves, right? What I mean by moves, like a good flanking path, kind of knowing that you don't want to take on guys directly because you'll take too much damage from their support buddies. See how I bounce off a cover right there? So dart, it's a good way to improve your movement speed so you don't take off a lot of damage, take on a lot of damage. Try to get as fast as these guys, basically. Because they're really fast. Have you ever noticed how fast they are? Yeah, this is fun. We definitely got a big boost of power. It would be interesting to try those Grupo holsters with more armor, just to armor this bad boy up. It would actually probably work pretty good. You know, I'll probably end up featuring this build in a build video in the end, like where we end up. Would probably be kind of interesting. To think we started with an assault rifle build too, right? I mean, that's where we started, which was a lot of fun. We could have gone that way too, kept going that way. I think it played out its potential though. I think we saw what it can do, basically. I mean, of course we could have made it stronger, but we didn't need to. You know what I mean? We had like vigilance, glass cannon, max crits on it. We had skill damage everywhere. It was actually, we had contractor's gloves. It was, we didn't really need to do much to it. We could have, but we didn't need to. It was doing its job, even though it wasn't all god rolled. So we saw that was the build. See ya. Yeah, so yeah, we're face tanking bosses. Ooh, nice little backpack with opportunistic. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go double offense, but intimidate's nice to have. All right, ladies and gents. Again with the ladies and gents, Tux. Well, trying to be polite.
Hostiles detected.
So that's what I mean about getting a jump. So we survived there because we got the jump. Just like that. We're spawn killing because we got the jump. I wish my my drone didn't fly away though. Stick with me, buddy. Where's it going? Where are the bad guys? Way over there? Really?
Detected. Location guarded by hostiles.
It's like every other shot staggers. It's not every shot. Like the first hit will stagger. The second hit won't. The third one will stagger. That's why I say it's a skilled status effect because there seems to be some logic behind how it actually works, right? She was still shooting at me even though she was exploding. That's bullshit. I notice you, game. I notice the little things that you do. Where's that coming from? It's clean house, ladies and gents. It's clean house, yeah. See, you thought we were in trouble. Nope. Nope. No, we were not. Not even the boss is a threat. That turret is not helping us though. Got him though, right? Woo, we just face tanked the heaviest of heavies. That guy's really tanky. Really tanky. We face tanked him. We face tanked him without the Banshee pulse too, notice that. We hit him with the, we landed some pellets, some crits. We critted him out basically is all we did. And part of that was, we hit him, we critted on his weak point. So I am notice that I am using the weak points to our advantage. So, wow, we got a lot of gear to choose from. So this is going to be some tough choices. Ooh, there's a hunter around here. I can feel him. I can feel the presence of the force. I hear somebody behind me. Where's that voice coming from? There's ghosts in this game, I'm telling you. Do you ever hear somebody behind you and you go over there and there's like nobody? What is this? Oh, I see. So I heard a voice behind me and then that thing. And another lawnmower. Jesus H. Freaking. Come on, lawnmower. I hate those things. The game knows that too, huh? I feel like we could use a little bit more damage. Like I took that guy out in 2.2 shots, but I need to take him out in a clean 2 shots. You want to average 2 shots with this shotgun in a perfect world, but you know, we're going with the build pieces that we have, so I'm sure we'll get there, but it's probably our mask in this pack maybe at this point. Notice I'm taking my time on my shots because I want to land as many pellets as possible. So I'm sort of slowing down. I think that's part of being successful with the shotgun build is to slow it the F down, because if you try to go too fast, you're just gonna miss. You know, your pellets aren't gonna land. She's too far away. You know, so you just want to play it tight. So I'm gonna try to get in here and. So we can one tap reds, that's for sure. Weak points are really easy with the shotgun because you just need to get a pellet to hit it. So that's key to my survival here too. I'm gonna making sure I land those weak points. So yeah, I mean this control point felt easy compared to the last one. And I think part of that's just slowing down. I mean, some control points are genuinely harder than others, of course, but slowing down is going to help. Look at her moves. Wow. She had some jukes in there, right? She was making it hard for me to kill. Come here. Oh, you know what would be cool is like a Scorpio harpoon, right? Pull that fool in. Get over here. So again, blitz, right? So I'm running towards the enemy. Because if they come towards you, then they tend to scatter, and makes it more difficult for you. So we just wiped out that whole wave right there because we blitzed. Especially with these guys, like if you can take those guys out and get them to explode on their own homies, they're gonna do all the killing for you. See how easy it was to break his weak point? So definitely use that back to your advantage. There we go. Yeah, see, this is feeling good, guys. I mean, I feel like I'm running the blitz build, basically. Trying to shoot his box. Fuck. Missed it all those shots. Damn it. Trying to shoot his box and it's getting me killed. There's something weird happening. Like, why couldn't I shoot his box? I'm standing right there. I put like 10 slugs into it. And it got me killed because it wouldn't die. Come on, let him get me, let him get me. Let him get me, let him get me. He's already unreliable as it is. See, look how easy it was. I should have just shot at the boss in the first place, apparently. That's why I say that sometimes those proxies, those skills, those enemy skills, they're traps, they're decoys. Just go for the target. Done. If you love challenge builds and challenge runs, then I invite you to follow me and subscribe to me on Twitch. I will be live streaming different, unique, and fresh content on Twitch. That will be different content than what I am running here on YouTube, but all still focused on Division 2. So I invite you to follow along on all of those platforms. This ended up being a 5-hour live stream. I realize you probably don't want to watch a 5-hour video, so I'm going to cut it off here, and I hope you catch me next time on Twitch, because these are a lot of fun.
Tuxedo out.